baby.
What's up, Fabs and Besties? When we originally made this, it was to be a display. That's why the inside has pretty limited space. So if we are going to have an inside, we need to build an extension. To stay within the frame of the apartment building, each apartment can only be 11 inches wide. That's not a lot of space, so I'm thinking maybe we only do the common area for each apartment. Let's sketch out a plan for the room. So it's going to be 11 inches across, 14 inches deep, and then each of the walls are going to be 14 inches high. We'll do a little kitchen area back here, maybe an island right there. Have a couch, TV, and a false door. Okay, that kind of makes sense. Let's do it. On cardboard, draw 14 by 11 inch rectangles. Cut them out. I cut 2 per room to make sure the floor is strong. Glue and stack them together. Cover it with scrapbook paper to make a floor that matches up. Repeat to make a floor for each apartment. For the walls, it looks like I need to make them 13 3/4 inches high and a little shy of 14 inches long. For the back wall, it's going to be 11 by 13 3/4 inches. I'm using foam board to make my walls. You can also use cardboard instead. Use a ruler to mark the lines, then cut on the line drawn. I cut 2 to go on the sides and 1 for the back. I cut another piece of foam board the same size as the floor for the ceiling. I take the foam board for the back wall. We're going to glue on a few printables to save space. This is a printable for a small kitchen. We have a refrigerator, a sink, tile backsplash, some cabinets on the bottom. Another printable has cabinets on top, and we have the back of an island. We also need a printable door. I kept everything in a grayscale to save printer ink. First thing I'm gonna do is remove the margins from the paper. Take the side wall, place it on the back wall, make a mark in the corner so we see how much is needed for an allowance. Glue on the printables, taking care not to cross the line. I knew this room was going to be narrow, but wow. Okay, we have to come up with another solution. I need to have a way to add a little bit more square footage to this space while staying in this space. Oh, I know. We'll make the outer wall so it can open up. But we need to pay attention to which side of the wall needs to open up, because these 2 rooms are going to be touching their center wall and only the outside wall should open up. So we need to do everything in reverse. This side doesn't need to open up, this side needs to open up for this room. Which means I need the refrigerator on this side. And we can't have the whole wall open because we do have a ceiling that we're going to attach, and I would like to have more surface area for the ceiling to attach to, so maybe we'll only open up a portion of this side wall. Maybe just 3 inches? Score on a 3-inch line, being careful not to cut all the way through so the walls are still connected, but now it can open to the side. I want to add a little color to this space, but I don't have any of these prints anymore. I mean, I can make that one again because I made that one, but I don't have these. So I'm going to use a scrapbook paper that is kind of close to what is on the wall already. And I'm going to use the same paper on the balcony wall to match. I made new printables so you can choose which side you want the refrigerator on. Glue it on, staying within the lines that we drew earlier. Cut out the printable door. The door is in 2 pieces, so we're going to glue those together right on the side of this wall. I put a little bit of the scrapbook paper across the top, cut out some of the details for the door, like a doorknob, peephole. We have a mail slot option. cut out the appropriate side and glue it on where the dog can reach it. Flip it over to the other side, glue another door to the center, glue scrapbook paper on the sides, add our printable trim, details on the door, including the apartment number. Let's add the trim to the bottom of the walls on the inside. Now let's glue the walls to the floor. First, I glue the back wall in place, then the side wall that's covered in scrapbook paper. Now we're going to glue on just the first 3 inches of the wall that bends. I'm gluing it right onto the side of the door. Make sure to glue down this corner. This wall now has a little gap under it. I cut a 1/2 inch strip of foam, glue it onto the outside of the wall for extra support. This helps to keep the wall open to expand the room. Take leftover foam board, cut 2 6-inch by 6-inch squares, a 1-inch rectangle, and a 2-inch rectangle. Cover the squares with printables. On second thought, I need to take into account that there's going to be a countertop, so I'm going to cut about 1/4 of an inch off the bottom of this square, this one, and this one. And I'm actually going to trim this one down a little bit too, so it's a little thinner. Then glue the thin piece between the 2 squares so it stands up. Now we're going to glue it right into the room. I'm leaving just enough space to fit a Barbie accessory pack on the side. Take the 2-inch wide rectangle, cover it with our printable to make a countertop to glue on top. And we have a little ledge here, so this can also function as an eating area. Glue on the ceiling, cut a small piece of foam board, attach it to the ceiling with a push pin. You can also use a toothpick if you're worried about it coming out and poking you later. We are just using this as a way to help keep the wall closed. Now you can see into our narrow, little tiny apartment. Boy, is it dark in there. I bought some puck lights that are battery operated to stick on the ceiling. Then just touch them to turn on the lights. Place the apartment behind the balcony so you can see inside of the doll apartment. Now we just have to remake this 3 more times. Just finished apartment number 2. It is the mirror image of apartment number 1 because we need the side walls to be able to open. They open on different sides so we can keep the 2 apartments next to each other. For this apartment, we went with kind of a pink colored wall. I didn't have the right scrapbook paper to match the floral wallpaper that we had on the balcony, so I just printed off something that was kind of similar. Not loving all those seams. A good print, like a floral print, would have totally covered that up. But since we already had a floral print here and I couldn't match that paper, I had to go with the solid. So now we have seams. But I am really loving this angle. Another benefit of having all of the apartment rooms separate, we can move them around to make different scenes. And right here, it looks like the window has like its own little nook. Love that. You put a doll in the scene and it's actually a nice size space. So now we have apartment 1 and it's still kind of dark in there, even with the lights on, but when we open it up, we know that we get a lot more light. And here is apartment number 2. I don't know why this one seems a little brighter to me. Just finished box number 3, and I did find the same wallpaper. Each room I make, I get a little faster. This time I did time it, and it took me 1 hour and 15 minutes to complete this room. We said we wanted to make fast rooms, and for me, 1 hour and 15 minutes is pretty fast. That is including all of the cutting, covering, and gluing together. We have a not so perfect seam here, but I was limited on paper, so I took what I can get. These apartments definitely have a very uniform appeal, but the wallpaper allows us to add a little variation. Apartment number 4. That's right, It's our fourth and last apartment. For this apartment, we went with a white brick wall. Lighter colors do help to make small spaces look larger. This is a very neutral look. We can have a lot of fun decorating it all kinds of different ways. And I just love the lights. The rooms can be stacked on top of each other so we can get that apartment life feel. Place the balconies in front to finish the look. You could choose to glue them all together and just forget about those extending walls, but I like having them as separate pieces. And since we covered the outside of the apartment, we can line them up to make a hallway. Then we can pretend like the dolls are walking to their apartment after shopping for some groceries. This project definitely took a minute to complete, but now we have 4 new rooms to decorate, which is going to be a challenge because it is such a small space. But we'll save that for another day. I mean, how are we going to decorate when we don't even know who lives here? That reminds me, I need to call the real estate agent and have these apartments listed. Thank you for joining us while we made mini doll apartments. I mean, we're gonna need leasing agreements and renter's insurance. Are pets gonna be allowed? Toya, I'm trying to do the closing. Go think about that over there. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell and follow us on Instagram at MyFroggyStuff and the Frog Vlog. Wait! Before you go, I just had an idea. We can add a little more dimension to the kitchen by cutting out the cabinets, glue them on to foam board, cut a 1/2-inch rectangle for the countertop, cover it with clear tape to give the marble a little shine. Cover the larger counter inside of the apartment as well. Cut out the printables with the foam board. Add more than one layer if you like. Glue them to the wall to make those background features pop out a little. The more you extend them, the less floor space you'll have, so that's just something to keep in mind, especially when working in such a small room. But I'm loving those shiny countertops. Get creative and have fun. And we'll see you next time